Vivek Ramaswamy recently had a hit job pulled on him by a commentator at one of his events, and people thought he handled it perfectly, and he didn't. He actually handled it terribly. This is how it went down.
Back there, and then we'll come back up front here.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. You've expressed some illogical and dangerous positions just about everything under the sun, but I will only bring up a few points today.
Okay. Just be respectful of everyone, but we'll pick your favorite ones. Thank you.
Just a few years ago, we all saw firsthand the disastrous results when a ruthless capitalist, a scam artist, a showman, and a liar with no public service experience became the President of the United States.
Disastrous results, meaning a secure border, energy independence. We're going to have that pipeline built with Canada to further get rid of our dependence on oil from the Middle East, and no new wars for 4 years. So apparently no new wars for 4 years is considered to be a disaster. Actually, I consider that to be a great thing. A disaster, you look at the last 3 years, that's a disaster. So this is a brainless Biden voter, and right off the bat, she's obviously a complete moron.
And yet we are here again. My fellow New Hampshire residents are being manipulated by showmen and Trump wannabes to win our votes. Mr. Ramaswamy, you may be a millionaire, and you may know how to avoid paying taxes by incorporating companies in Bermuda.
Oh,
but let's talk about your lack of job qualifications. You're not qualified to become the principal of my children's school of only 1,000 students. You're not qualified to be the select board of my town with a population of 16,000 people.
Why wouldn't he be?
And you're definitely not qualified to run for the highest office of our nation to govern 330 million Americans. Spewing nonsensical...
So in other words, she's saying a career politician is who needs to be president. Even though Trump was the best president we've had in the last 30, 40 years. I mean, the worst president, I would say, was George W. Bush until Joe Biden, and now we've got the worst, Joe Biden. Trump was actually one of the best presidents we've had in recent memory.
Fast-talking, empty words, interspersed with name-dropping Thomas...
Empty words is an absolute lie. When you hear Ramaswamy speak, he is so intelligent, and he gets deeper than other people are going. Like, everybody talks about the fentanyl crisis and how fentanyl is coming across the Mexican border, but he says it's not just supply, it's demand. You have to look at the demand, and why is that demand there? And also the fact that it's being mixed with these other drugs, basically chemical warfare, people taking drugs that they're not meaning to get high, that just happen to be laced with fentanyl and winds up killing them. So Ramaswamy gets deeper into the issues than a lot of the politicians. He's super smart, and obviously with this moron, he can go circles around her.
Jefferson and George Washington should not be misconstrued as knowledgeable. We Americans should stop thinking that rich men who fund their campaigns...
Right here, she should have been cut off. I mean, we're just going beyond ridiculous. What is your question? And I understand Vivek being respectful. He's done this before and he's gotten kudos, but there comes a limit. And here, you're just letting this idiot go on too far.
Manipulate us into thinking that they're smart or savvy, are qualified for the presidency, to receive the codes to launch nuclear weapons, and to become the commander-in-chief of our military forces. Yes, it's coming. Mr. Ramaswamy, if we American voters...
We'll let her finish. We'll give her a chance to finish.
Thank you.
Mr. Ends with a question mark, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You will. Yeah. If we American voters keep supporting self-promoting showmen who treat the U.S. presidency or vice presidency as an entry-level position, then we, the American people, are to blame for the destruction of our democratic institutions. Please, your thoughts, Matt.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Before you answer.
I want to answer that, yeah.
I know you want to answer, and I want you to answer. But everyone, remember, everyone's in here at the same time. You can make your point, but get to the question first. Try to? Okay.
And hard questions are welcome. Just end them with the question mark is all I say.
Thank you. I'm glad he came up and said that.
So here's what I will say. what do I hear embedded in that question? There's a fundamental skepticism of somebody who comes from outside and take as an entry-level job. That was what was in your question, which I think is a
That's what you took from it? That's it? Oh, what I'm getting from your question is skeptical, not sure about somebody coming from the outside. That's what you're getting. So you're going to let her get away with saying Trump was a complete disaster, and apparently Joe Biden's been wonderful for the last 3 years. You're going to let her get away with that, and you're going to let her get away with the smear job, and you're just going to say, oh, well, it's understandable. And a lot of people think this was a great response because he's kept his cool, and he was, polite and respectful or whatever. Don't be respectful to these people because they're not going to be respectful to you. Don't show them mercy because they're not going to show you mercy. So I don't think he handled this well at all, and he just kind of goes on and on and on and really just doesn't address. And, as far as experience, Joe Biden's the biggest disaster we've ever had as president. He's a career politician. He has 50 years. You look at what experience has gotten us. And Vivek needs to be ready to hit. Kill Joe Biden, who has all this experience. Go there, clobber him. Put the microscope on his failures and what a disaster he's been. And defend yourself. And don't put up with this crap. He should have buried her, in my opinion. Anyway, that's what I got. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.